Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and that honors to you brothers out there teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And this is Ezekiel 21:9. This is Son of Man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and ye have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. The time of Jacob's trouble is fast approaching, and a big part of Jacob's trouble is going to be the power structure. The police and the army is going to be aimed at you, Jake. All right, because you, Jake, are viewed in society as a criminal, destructive, violent, and irredeemable element. All right, you have a prevailing culture, right, of violence. Now, this culture then doesn't exist on its own. We know that Esau Edom has a hand in the promotion of this culture through the media. All right. In fact, a lot of these gangs members are agents. Nevertheless, this is the perspective. This is the optics that's put out there in the world on World Star Hip Hop. You, Jake, are painted as unreasonable, savage beast, both man, woman, and child. And there are areas of America which are deemed by the rest of America to be absolutely fallen, like Chicago. At the same time, it is viewed that America and the police are being soft on these criminals or these criminal elements. And this is all playing into what's about to happen, right? Predictive programming. You've got Judge Dredd. If you ain't ever seen that film or read the comics, go check that out. You know, crime and civil disobedience became so widespread that the police were turned into judges, meaning they had the ability to be judge, jury, and executioner. And that's really where we're heading. That's what all these terrorist legislations were all about, because under these legislations, you can kill someone. All right, there ain't no constitution. And this is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And only the elect are going to be saved. Esau Edom has been preparing for a long time to depopulate you Jakes, right? You go back to 2013, it said it's confirmed that the Department of Homeland Security has issued an open purchase order for 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition. As reported elsewhere, some of this purchase order is for hollow point rounds. Now, hollow point rounds are rounds that shoot basically to kill. All right, they break up in the body and do maximum internal damage. Right, forbidden by international law for use in war. Except they're not going to be using these bullets in war. They're going to be using them domestically against you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who they're going to deem to be irredeemable, deemed to be terroristic criminals, gang members, and so forth. All right, rioters. All right, traitors. or whatever label they want to put on it to justify what they're about to do. Now, you had your boy Trump. You know, it's all predictive programming, man. The movie The Purge, it's all predictive programming for what's about to go down. And we told you that the way they're going to do this election, shit's going to go crazy because they're already charging up. The American public is extremely polarized. There's a whole bunch of crisis in America already. It's a powder keg. Order ab chaos. It's a powder keg for extreme chaos. And in the event of extreme chaos, extreme actions can be taken.
There for almost 4 years, and I just keep saying why. I did it during the debate. I killed her in the debate, but I have a lot of crooked people. What they do, I had 3-on-1. I didn't even mind that. I still won by a lot. But why? I asked the question. And that David Muir, how about him? I said,
remember, these people are so under the spell because the right-left paradigm is a spell. These people that are knee-deep into politics are under a deep spell, cult of personality. And when you have people that deep under that spell, this is where you can commit genocide and they will agree with it. These people on the left and the right will agree to anything at this point because they're that much under a spell. All right? In terms of Trump, anything Trump says that's to save America, they'll do it. And like I said, all you gotta do is go on Twitter. And I'm telling you, if you go on Twitter, these Edomites truly believe that a big part of the problem with their life and their country is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And the fact that no one has done anything about you. They're tired of being politically correct. They're tired of being called racism, right? And they've been gaslighted a lot because Esau sets up situations like George Floyd. Like George Floyd was a crackhead. That was a staged event anyway. But if you look at the staged event they did have, the police didn't do anything wrong. The guy was bugging out. But yet they found the police guilty. And they've done that a lot. They finding the police guilty in situations when really they're not guilty. But that was all on purpose, to not only turn a segment of the public against the police, but also turn the police against the public. It's all by design.
How about that guy? Pretty boy. You know, we call him Pretty Boy. That's about it. That's about all. But you know what? I said, crime is at a level like we've never seen. It's rampant. It's rising. Okay.
And it's by design. The crime is at the level it is at by design.
He interrupts me. I'm sorry, sir. Crime in this country has gone down. I said, you know, without looking at numbers, is there anybody in this room that think that crime has gone down? It's gone through the roof. And largely because of migrant crime. It's not only that. You know, in New York,
the migrant thing is going to blur into the gang thing and the ghetto thing. It's all going to blur into one thing. Terrorist thing. It's all going to blur into one. It's in the eyes of Esau, the migrants, the niggers, all of that, it's all one problem. Right?
You can't walk into a drugstore now. It's like you're in a prison of glass. If you want to buy aspirin, you have to wait 45 minutes for a clerk to come up and open because what's gone on. And every drugstore, I just lost one. I had a nice tenant. I just lost a tenant. I had a beautiful tenant at 40 Wall Street. I just lost a tenant. They opened a big chain drugstore. Big, beautiful chain. They opened. They were doing such great business. 40 Wall Street, right across from the stock exchange. They gave me notice. They said, we're going to have to close because the shelves, the people walk in, they just take everything they want. They walk out of the store. What the hell is going on? See, we have to let the police do their job. And if they have to be extraordinarily...
Yeah, which the Democrats on purpose have hampered policing. And it's all on purpose, not just from a governmental standpoint, but these masons within the police, right? And then you got the whole defund the police. This has all been done by design. Problem, reaction, solution.
And you know the funny thing with all of that stuff, look at the department stores, same thing. They walk into you see these guys walking out with air conditioners, with refrigerators on them.
Now remember that there's plenty of videos. It's not just the migrants that are doing these things. Jake are doing it. And they're filming it. And it's all online. So like I said, he's saying migrants, but a lot of this just applies to Jake. It's all one and the same.
Back, the craziest thing, and the police aren't allowed to do their job. They're told, if you do anything, you're going to lose your pension, you're going to lose your...
There you go. So they've set up a situation where the police, our hands are tied to deal with these crimes. Problem, reaction, solution.
Family, your house, your car. The police want to do it. The Border Patrol wants to do it. Border Patrol, they're incredible. They want to do it. They're not allowed to do it because the liberal left won't let them do it. The liberal
left work for the elites, and they were playing their role just like Trump is going to play his role.
Left wants to destroy him, and they want to destroy our country. You know, if you had one day, like one real rough, nasty day with the drugstores as an example, where when they start walking out with, you know, she created something in San Francisco. $950 you're allowed to steal. Anything above that, you will be prosecuted. Well, it works out that the $950 is a misnomer because you can steal whatever you want, you can go way above. But you'd see, originally you saw kids walk in with calculators. They were calculators. They didn't want to go over the $950. They're standing with calculators, adding it up. You know, these are smart.
All by design.
Smart people. They're not so stupid, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge, Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say, he's right here.
And these people are loved it because they've been sitting there watching Jake, you know, on the internet, staged or unstaged, doing madness, and it's like nothing's been done about it. Right? Same thing, you know, some little events happen here in the UK. Guys will just run up in stores and steal everything. And like I said, man, there's a segment of the population that have been gaslit to all hell, and they're ready for something to be done. And it's all by design.
He's a great congressman. Would you say, Mike, that if you were in charge, you would say, oh, please, don't touch them. Don't touch them. Let them rob your store. Let all these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out, and it will end immediately.
So basically what he's talking about is ushering in a martial law type situation of New World Order policing, man. Drones and all that, just blowing people's heads off. Because they know that there's going to be crazy chaos coming down the pipeline. And this is going to be the solution they're going to bring. Now, interestingly enough, 3 weeks ago, look at this. This was
Thank everyone for joining us here today.
This was Trump being endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police, which is a Freemasonic group that basically runs the police. So this is all set up, man.
Patrick Yos, National President of Fraternal Order of Police, our nation's largest and oldest rank-and-file police labor organization. With us today are members of our board of directors, state presidents, and FOP leaders throughout this country who represent law enforcement professionals all across America. For over a century, the Fraternal Order of Police has been at the very forefront of every meaningful advancement in the law enforcement profession. We've done so because we've achieved this by working together and having meaningful dialogue aimed at a common goal, and that is making our communities and our both safer and stronger, and advocating for the men and women who are brave enough to put on a badge. With over 377,000 members nationwide, our presidential endorsement process is thorough and inclusive, allowing members in each state to make this election. Specific questions were posed to both candidates regarding policing in America, and candidate interviews were requested. Our members have spoken, and it is my honor to share with you the overwhelming collective will of our membership. We are honored to have with us today the former and future President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and offer him our enthusiastic endorsement. During his time in the White House, we had a partner and a leader.
So this thing's all set up, man. Like I said, this is all a show, and it's all set up. So enjoy the show. All right, the apostles and elders. You know, there was a time when people used to make parody videos and make mockery of the apostles and elders when they would speak about the fall of America and martial law. They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. Esau, Revelations 12 and 12, man, he coming down with great wrath because he knows he have but a short time. All eyes on the election. I'm very interested to see how this theater plays out, because personally I believe that they're building up all this energy, you know, with these fake staged assassination attempts and all this bullshit, all this gaslighting they be doing on both sides, from left to the right. They're charging up the energy for a reason. You know, and you look at the way the events are happening in the world, it's real spooky right now. Real spooky. And I'm definitely watching out. It's November the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. That's a Masonic date too. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye around these dates, man, see what's popping. But just know that it's an inevitability that they going to unleash the dogs in America. And they're mainly going to unleash it on you, Jake. You, Jake, are a problem. You have allowed yourself to be painted as that problem because you act foolish, pulling out cameras, boasting, and showing yourself off to the world like you're some damn savage. And all of that is going to come back to bite you. Because now you've marketed yourself that way. You've made it easy for your enemy to come in and justify what they're about to do to Jake. But the elect are going to be protected from that. And that's the bottom line anyway. You wicked ass Jake's going to get what you've been asking for. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.